What's something you noticed about the diagram, Brady? Okay, well, what's something that you noticed about the diagram?
All the windmills go through this big machine and it comes out.
Okay, very good. DJ? Okay, say it louder. I can't hear you.
They look like they're in water.
They look like they're in water over here. Okay. What else, Callie?
In the diagram, there's 6 windmills and 5 houses.
Okay, there's 6 windmills over here and 5 houses. It's a good observation. I didn't notice that. Jeremiah?
I noticed that the electricity's going through this building and then to the power poles and then to the houses.
Okay. Is that what you were going to say too?
I was going to say hers
And then you were going to say his. So it looks like these, what do you think these red lines might be representing?
Power lines.
Maybe power lines? How the power's traveling?
Yeah, the electricity on those pipes over there in the picture.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you think that's these pipe-looking things in the photograph might represent the same thing as these red lines in the diagram?
Yes, until I can get to the building properly.
Okay. So it looks like we're taking, there's the windmills, and what's being produced from the windmills is traveling through to this big building here. What do you think that is, Zyla? A water tank? Okay. What do you think? Anybody else have another idea? What do you think it might be, Ainsley?
Jaden Jenner.
What do you think it might be, Ainsley?
Maybe a factory.
Maybe a factory? What do you think they would do there? What do you think the purpose of these windmills is, Callie?
They would. I know that. What's the book called?
The book was called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind.
Yeah, to harness the wind.
Okay. So what are they doing with the wind? What's the purpose of the windmill?
To make electricity.
Yeah, to make electricity. So what do you think they're doing here in this plant? What are they doing, Bryce?
There might be like wires like connecting out of the building.
Okay, yeah, it's where they're going to take the energy from the windmills and disperse it through the power lines into the houses and businesses eventually.
Yes.
So it's kind of running it starts here. The windmills are doing what?
Making harnessing.
They're spinning.
Making.
And when they're spinning, then it's sending that through the power plant is dispersing it into energy or electricity that can be used by all these houses. So what are some things that you notice about the photograph over there? Ainsley? Who else noticed that the windmills look like they're in water? Why in the world do you think they would have windmills in the water? Ainsley, what are you thinking?
Because I think those pipes, the windmills get water, and then they put them through those pipes, and then the factories for filters, and then they run it to all those houses.
Okay, so that could be it. That was kind of what along the lines Zyla was thinking too. That they would be maybe pumping water instead of electricity.
Yeah,
So that's one thought process. What else? Does anybody think something different? What are you thinking, DJ? Okay. Tell us a little bit more about that. Have you ever been to the ocean before? Or to a big open lake?
Yes.
What does it seem like's always blowing?
The wind.
The wind.
And the water.
So do you think that they might have put windmills here in the water because in big open bodies of water the wind seems to always be blowing?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or wonder anything about what was going on here, Jeremiah?
I wonder how much electricity goes through the wires per second.
Okay. It's a good question. Jeremiah said, how much electricity goes through the wires every second? So, a good question. Bryce?
Are they so far away from each other?
Good question. Why are they so far away from each other? They do look like they're really spaced out, don't they?
So they won't hit each other and
Very
make break.
Good job. We talked about how large they were, didn't we? We talked about seeing those blades and how big and huge they are. So that's definitely something that
Bigger than they seem.
yes, definitely they're bigger than they seem in those pictures. So they'd have to be pretty far away from each other. Yes, you're exactly right.
It says oversized.
All right. So we've kind of already talked about this, but what do we think's moving through the wires?
Water and electricity.
Electricity. There's electricity.
I don't know water.
Okay. There's electricity that's moving through the wires. So let's talk about this word. Energy. What is energy?
Electricity.
Energy can be electricity. Is all the only type of energy electricity?
We use energy.
Who uses energy?
Everyone.
Okay, give me an example.
Like when you
Give me an example, Ainsley.
Your refrigerator.
Okay. Jeremiah?
When you run, you got a lot of energy.
Ooh, Jeremiah said when you run, you're using a lot of energy. Ainsley said your refrigerator uses energy. Are those the same types of energy?
No.
Are either one of them wrong?
No.
No. Energy is necessary to make something happen. So the refrigerator uses energy in the form of electricity to do what? To freeze stuff or to keep it cold. For us to run, like Jeremiah said, what type of... Are we plugged into something?
No.
Absolutely not.
We're not a robot.
So what kind of energy do we use, or where does our energy come from? If it doesn't come...
Our body, our calories.
Yeah, our calories. And where do our calories come from? Our food. Our food breaks down and makes... Our food breaks down into different nutrients and calories that then our body uses for energy. So electricity, like is going through the wires in the pictures we looked at, are definitely a form of energy, but that's not the only type of energy. Yes, sir.
Would you quit? That sounds really just about
Energy. Did you have a question? We could, yes.
I was gonna say that whenever you use water and electricity and stuff as energy.
Electricity is a type of energy. You're exactly right.
Potatoes are
Okay, DJ?
You can use
I can hear DJ, and he is the only person who has permission to talk.
Is lightning the same kind of stuff that makes stuff run?
That makes stuff burn?
No,
Run? Not exactly.
What do you say?
Okay. Yes, Maggie.
The air conditioning.
Air conditioning uses... Does it use energy like our bodies use, or does it use energy like electricity?
Electricity.
Okay.
I know something that kind of has something that kind of like electricity, kind of a potato.
Okay, you can. There are ways that you can... We'll learn more about different ways that you can get electricity and energy. I want you to open up your logbooks to page 8. Page 8. And I want you, it says, respond to the question posed by your teacher. Here's your question. What is energy? All right, so before we went outside, you were supposed to record the answer to what is energy. We had talked about energy and electricity aren't necessarily the same thing, are they? Electricity is a type of energy, but it's not the only type of energy. So we're not just thinking electricity, we're thinking about energy. What is energy? Why don't you raise your hand and give me an idea of what energy is. Callie?
It's something powered by a windmill.
It could be. Does it have to be?
No.
No. Okay. That's one type. So let's take our focus from wind, electricity, to energy. Can be a lot of different things. DJ? You can use it to what?
Like walk.
Okay. So you're using it to do something.
Energy is required to make it go.
Yeah. Exactly. It's what's required to make something go or to happen. All right. So let me scroll on here. All right. So we just talked about what energy is. And we know that electricity is a type of energy, but it's not the only kind. And then we know within electricity, we have a lot of different types of electricity, like wind power, hydropower, where they use water to generate electricity, solar power that uses what? The sun. There's a lot of different types within that. So we're still thinking big, just energy. So it's what's necessary to make something happen. So, we got another question for you. How do we know energy is present? How do we know that something has energy?
Working.
Because it operates something like
Okay.
it operates a TV,
Okay.
operates us.
Okay.
What did you say? The refrigerator's hot in the back.
Yeah, if the refrigerator's hot, we know that there's not energy present, right? Okay. You have another idea, Graceland?
Yeah, like a washing machine when it's not on. It
So if there is energy present, what's the washing machine going to do?
it's gonna spin and
Yeah.
wash the
Yeah, it's going to be spinning and moving those clothes around, washing, making sure that the clothes are getting washed. Okay? How else would we know energy is present, Tommy?
Whenever whenever the power goes out, we know that there's no energy.
Okay, when the power goes out, we know there's no energy. Why? How do you know that?
Because nothing's working.
Yeah. What happens when you flip a light switch?
No, it's not working.
Doesn't come on, does it?
You gotta turn it off.
Okay.
What, Callie?
All right, what's in my hand?
A phone.
How am I going to know if there's energy present?
If it's on.
Yeah. If that screen turns on, if it lights up and shows the phone, then I know that there's energy present here.
And if you're trying to plug up your phone and the charger doesn't work, then that's how you know.
All right, so how might you know that energy is present if you, say, we talked about a refrigerator, what about a TV?
What? Turn on.
It won't turn on.
Or if it watches movies.
Right, Ainsley?
If you put the stuff in the dishwasher and it doesn't wash the dishes.
Yeah, if you put your dishes in the dishwasher, you push the button and nothing happens, then there's not energy present. DJ?
While you were talking about phones, it got me thinking about chargers and how they can carry energy from one place to another.
Very good. So, DJ just made a good point. He said when we were talking about phones, it made him think of chargers and how they carry energy from one place to another. What's used to take electricity from one place to another? We saw it in that diagram.
An outlet.
The wires take it to the outlet, and then something has to be connected to that outlet, right? And then it transfers from the outlet to your phone or whatever you're charging. Okay.